Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report for the Ukraine war or the special military operation in Ukraine for the past 24 hours. And a lot of frontline change had happened over the past 24 hours. Crazy shit. A lot of things had happened, as you can see from the total area captured. We are now back to the high. Looks just an estimate looking at the numbers. It looks like a 60-70 square kilometers captured by the Russian forces. So it's a huge one. So just go through the whole list. It's pretty long. We have frontline changes at Pokrovsk, over at Kurakhove, over New York front, at Skibinivka as well. Over the Pokrovsk sector, we have Tachansky, Petrivka, Shevchenko, Pustinka, Virozenia, Novotoroysky, Pushkine, Zoria, and then at the Kurakhove sector, Sonsivka, Voznesenka, Kurakhove. Uspenivka front, we have Romanivka, Zelenihai, Trudove, Sukiya, as well as in the Velika Novosilka sector, frontline change at Rivnopil. So let's go to the Pokrovsk region at the Kursk front. This, as I did do a quick update over on the DPA War channel, and so I have covered a little bit, but there is some additional information comes up. So in the latest geolocation information, Russian forces has been geolocated raising the flag in the middle of Pokrovsk. This confirms and invalidates Ukrainian claims over in the northern sector of Pokrovsk. So Russian forces has now confirmed to have captured huge chunk of Pokrovsk. I think 3/4 or more of Pokrovsk is now under Russian control. Ukrainians continue to assert some control in the north of Pokrovsk despite previous, I think, geolocation, if I'm not remember wrongly. So I have decided to add the Ukrainian claims back. This by no means is reality. This is just a Ukrainian mapping. This is just a claim. But in the southern part, the Russian forces basically incurred into Ukrainian territory just on the outskirts of Alexandria. And the Russian forces also captured most of the forests over in the southwest of Pokrovsk, and the entire southern part of Pokrovsk is now under Russian control. This is a massive frontline update regarding this sector. Let me turn this off first. And so that's the frontline change over in the Kursk front. The next frontline change after the Kursk front, we jump all the way very far away to the New York front. So at the New York front, at the Thorax region, based on the latest mapping by the Russian mapping, we have some updates regarding Thorax. So in case you do not know, New York is over here. Also, this Thorax city. As we zoom in, Russian forces, based on Russian information, have closed the salient that I've mentioned, should be closed over in the center of Thorax. And the region between the two hills, as well as the industrial sectors, is now also based on Russian claims to be firmly under Russian control. These are not confirmed by Ukrainian information yet, but this is actually Russian claims. But it does make sense because I don't think all these salients can be held by the Ukrainian side. So this makes perfect sense that this is the situation. Nearby at Skibinivka, there is also geolocation of Russian forces. So if I zoom out a bit, you probably see a little bit better. Russian forces geolocated here, advancing in the southern part of Skibinivka. So you can zoom in now. So in this way, and as a result, we have mapped it in this way to confirm the Russian advance in the southern part of Skibinivka, confirming all the reports of fighting in this village or town in the New York front. After the changes at Skibinivka, we go to the Pokrovsk front. And then in this Zofte sector, you can see a lot of frontline change. I just want to let you know this is pretty zoom out. If you can't even see the building, right? This is the zoom in version. You can see the area is huge. So there's I have to zoom out so that we can see the general strategic picture in this sense. So we can confirm that Christmas is coming because this front line is starting to look like a rooster. I'm not sure how it's starting to look like a rooster, to me. I'm not sure about you, but this looks like a freaking rooster to me. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Please do not eat me during Christmas. But of course, we're going to eat it for sure. No, because it's Christmas. So anyway, Russian forces have entered into Tachansky and then they have closed the entire salient north of Petrivka with massive capture north of Petrivka and Kurakhove. The salient between Shevchenko and Vorozhenia has also been closed, with the Russian forces making advances within Vorozhenia and Shevchenko. The Russians also expanded control west of Shevchenko, securing the western flank. And then within Pustinka, Novopustinka and region, the Russian forces have captured almost the entirety of Novotroitsky, with the Ukrainians seemingly not defending in that sector. And the Russians are already trying to move westward already in the southern flank of Novotroitsky. So, and Russian forces from this Novotroitsky success, they are pushing south towards Novo-Olenivka. And this comes at the same time where the Russians are still battling the Ukrainian forces over at Pushkine. The Ukrainians are putting a defense around here, but as you can see, the flanking is coming from the rear positions, which means this has become yet another encirclement. This is yet another encirclement, and so not that I say that the Ukrainians are getting really good at getting themselves encircled and or develop a salient for themselves, but this is reality. This is just how they operate right now. So this is the Turkey of Pokrovsk. I'm quite sure that by tomorrow, this is not going to be a turkey anymore. I'm not sure what kind of monster it will become. But meanwhile, enjoy the turkey. And I can't remember how a turkey tastes like. I think it tastes like chicken, right? Like a very tough chicken. I can't remember. In the southernmost part of, let's put the northern part of Kurakhove. In this region, I can't even zoom in, zoom out. Shucks. Okay, let's do Zoria first. In Zoria, Russian forces have basically captured most of the central street of Zoria. So Russian forces expanded the control, and they are also attacking in the southern part. So this, which means Zoria is on the verge of full capture already. This is and the Russians are now already pushing and eyeing Slovianka. So they are moving towards that direction. So that's all for the Pokrovsk front. In the northern part of the Kurakhove sector, Russian forces have expanded control and secured the entire eastern part of Sontsevka, as well as the entire tree line and road leading in the direction of Voznetsenka. In the south of Voznetsenka, the Russian forces have closed the entire salient, as this is impossible for the Ukrainians to hold, and the Russians have basically taken all of these grounds in this area here. And as you can see, this is still a salient. This is still a potential encirclement. So this is important to note that this is still a terrible situation and position for the Ukrainian forces in the northern part of the Kurakhove sector. In Kurakhove itself, Russian forces basically captured a little bit of grounds in the southern part of Kurakhove. Very small change in this sector because the Ukrainians are putting a huge fight over in Kurakhove, and which is why the Russians are not making much progress in this sector. However, the Russians are making huge progress all around it. It's just a matter of time Kurakhove will fall due to being pincered in a massive pincer. So that's what it is. Over on the eastern part of the Uspenivka front, the Russian forces have, based on Russian claims, taken the entirety of Romanivka as well as the entirety of Yelizavetivka. So this is based on Russian claims. This is not based on Ukrainian mapping. This is based on mapping from Ryba. So that's what it is. I'm not sure why this area disappeared. Let me wait. So I updated the mapping because sometimes the map platform does bug out. So the change that I made disappeared. So in the south of Zeleny High, the Russian claims that they have straightened the front line as well, which makes perfect sense. I don't think the Ukrainians can actually hold those positions, and as well as capturing huge chunk of Trudove. In essence, this might even be a claim of capture based on the way how they have mapped it. So the Russian forces making huge advance in this sector, quickly closing the sector. The distance between the furthest point at Uspenivka to the southern part at Trudove is around 1.5 kilometers. So, it's getting really, really close. So that's the situation. The front line changes over in the eastern part of the Uzbenivka front. Over on the western part, we have front line change over in the Sukyali region. Russian forces securing the southeastern part of Sukyali, moving in the direction of Kihan or the crossing over at Yatarne, over this sector. This information is also just a Russian claim. This is not met by the Ukrainian side, so take it with a pinch of salt. And so that's the frontline change over the sector. There's one last frontline change over at Rivnopil. Russian forces geolocated in the northeast of Rivnopil, confirming Russian advance in this region here. Just a small change as the Russians are pushing towards the I think it's the Mokryali River. Yeah, pushing towards the Mokryali River in the direction of Brevmivka, Nevshkushne, and Storozheve. So let's go into the total area captured. The Ukrainian change is arbitrary because this is based on a claim, and but this is 5.71 square kilometers claimed by the Ukrainian side. This is not confirmed capture, but it is a frontline change. But based on the Russian ones, the biggest, surprisingly, is not the Kursk front. The Kursk Kurakhove collapse, the Russian breakthrough in this sector, in this area here, it only amounts to the second highest frontline change of the past 24 hours with 24.91 square kilometers. The biggest is actually the Pokrovsk front, where the Turkey was developed. This Turkey actually caused the Ukrainians 33.28 hernia. It's pretty cheap. I think 33. I think you convert into US dollars, maybe it's just not much money. But yeah, but it's not money. It's actually square kilometers of land, and yeah. So that's the Turkey. The Turkey is the winner over for the past 24 hours, and then the next biggest frontline change is over at Uzbenivka front as the front line continue to collapse because this is just an impossible place to defend. However, the Ukrainians have no choice. They have to defend Uzbenivka, because if they don't, this entire area will collapse. Uzbenivka falling will means Kurakhove falling, and the next front line will be a big question, maybe in this Indrievka, Constantinople region. You have to remember, strategic towns or cities are strategically important because they control the entire region, which is why the fall of Voleda caused the collapse of all of this area here. So there is a huge impact in terms of strategic regions. So, oops, I got a phone call and then I'm lost. I have no idea what I just said. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the size. Okay, so Uzbenivka sector, there's a big collapse. It's 8.16. So basically that's the area. So let's count the total area captured by the Russian forces. The Ukrainians, there's only one change, so it's pretty obvious. So let's count 24.91 plus 1.5 plus 33.28 plus 6.51 plus 8.16 plus 0.67, and it's 75 square kilometers captured by the Russian forces. So 75 so this is actually a huge return, a big return to the big captures we have seen the week before. The past few days is a lot more smaller, but I did mention that there is a possibility because a lot of captures are not revealed. The information is not revealed. Like the Kurakhove situation in the Kursk front can't possibly happen over past 24 hours. It's definitely operations over the past 2 weeks. So just be mindful that all these areas capture the frontline changes is not absolutely the frontline situation over the past 24 hours. It's the frontline situation that we understand based on the information that we can get over the past 24 hours. So it's not the reality, it's just a version, an imprint of what the reality is. So anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. Just give that like button some love, and give DPA some love by subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next update.